12-hour shifts, rotating schedules, night shifts, being on call, travel nursing, princess shifts. If that's anything like you might be telling yourself, as soon as my life isn't so crazy, then I'm gonna take my health and my fitness more seriously. But what if it never stops being crazy, at least for the foreseeable future? If you're in your 20s, 30s, even 40s, even 50s, let's be honest, you might have 10 to 30 more years ahead of you of this career. And so instead of waiting for the time when your life isn't so crazy and life stops being life, we gotta understand how to navigate it right now so we can continue to set yourself up for success and just change the trajectory ever so slightly, so that way over the course of time we are creating a positive feedback loop instead of a negative feedback loop because of the food and health choices we're making. Thanks for tuning in, guys. My name is Justin Schollard. I own a business called Carbon Fitness Method, where we coach nurses and healthcare professionals just like yourself on how to get healthy, lose some body fat, build some muscle, exercise, all the good things without it interrupting your life, without it being too cumbersome or tedious, and really just finding sustainability in a very unpredictable career that you have. And so today, guys, we're gonna be talking about how to set yourself up for success, primarily in the context of food and more specifically meal planning, the dreaded word, the dreaded phrase, meal prep. But I wanna just kind of break down some myths and talk about some really simple solutions and just a way to frame this so that way when you go into your next week, you're not just repeating that same pattern of, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting ready, flying out the door without bringing anything with you. Because we know what's gonna happen. If you don't bring any food with you, then let's play that scenario out. You're on your way to work, either roll through, drive through in the morning to get a coffee and maybe a croissant or a bagel or a breakfast sandwich. And then we hammer through the first, 5 or 6 hours of your shift. And then it's break time, but you don't have any food, you didn't bring anything with you. So now what? Either A, we're eating whatever's available in the break room, which we know is probably not good, or B, and most likely, is you're ordering lunch in. And then what happens? You finish your shift, you got 6 more hours of that, and then you come home and guess what? There's nothing in the house. So now, well, we can't not eat, right? So we have to order again, or we eat something that isn't great again, and this just vicious cycle tends to repeat itself over and over and over. So if we could just look at this as like, well, let's play that scenario out. It's like, not only are we not eating great, like, let's be honest, but it's expensive. If you're gonna go through the drive-through and grab a coffee or a breakfast sandwich in the morning, at best at Starbucks, I think it's like at least 10 or 15 bucks, right? And then lunchtime comes around, and best case scenario, maybe you can find something for under 20 bucks, but usually it's probably like 20 or 30, let's be honest. And then you come home and dinner, right? Like, if we don't have anything prepared, what are we gonna do? Order again. There are so many of our clients who tell us that they're spending $1,500 to $2,000 a month on food that they know is not great, right? Where if we can just take some small steps to set you up for success by, obviously we gotta grocery shop, and whether that means you physically go into the grocery store yourself or we order groceries in, like whatever, it's gonna be way less expensive than having to eat out constantly 3-4 days a week like that. So we gotta first and foremost get you set up for success by going to the grocery store and then getting your week's worth of food, right? And then secondly, we gotta pick what we call 2 or 3 anchor meals. And these anchor meals are very, very simple meals we can just batch cook. If let's just take, we have 2 to 3 anchor meals that yield 2 to 3 servings each. So now we got 6 to 9 pre-made meals in our fridge, in Tupperware, ready to rock and roll. So each morning when you wake up, you open your fridge, you grab one of those Tupperwares, you bring it with you to work, and now you're set up for success. So, no one's perfect. Maybe we still are gonna go through Starbucks in the morning and grab a coffee and a bagel or whatever. Fine, but at least now for lunch and dinner, you've got some better options. And it might seem like a small thing, but I'm telling you, those little choices multiplied over a year, 5 years, 10 years could A, mean you are 30, 40 pounds lighter, you have 5 to 10 pounds more muscle mass on you, and you've saved tens of thousands of dollars by not eating out. So think about that over the course of your career, how much of an impact that could have on your life. It's huge, and it starts with just simply deciding you're gonna order groceries, you're gonna go to the grocery store, or you're gonna order them. You're gonna pick 2 or 3 recipes that are simple. We're not talking Blue Apron where you got 15 little sauce packets and instructions this long, and even though it says this little only gonna take 45 minutes. We all know it's gonna take 2.5 hours. And you're sitting there with all 4 burners going and the oven on, and you're pulling your hair out, and it's stressful, and you're like, this sucks. If this is meal prepping, I don't ever wanna do this again. I've been there, trust me. Like, no thank you. I want 15 minutes. I want 2 pounds of lean ground beef on the pan, cooking up, season it to taste. I wanna have 4 cups of instant rice in the microwave warming up. I wanna have a can of red kidney beans and maybe some wilted spinach that I'm gonna stir into the ground beef. I'm gonna throw it all into a big pot. I'm gonna partition it off into 4 or 5 different Tupperwares. So each serving has 30, 40 grams of protein, 30, 40 grams of carbohydrates. My veggies are all in there. It's healthy, it's convenient, it's quick, and I can just open up that fridge. I can grab one, put it in my bag, and go. And if we can master that, simple as that, then like I said earlier, over the course of time, map that out over the next 5 to 10 years. How different would your life be if, at least for lunch and dinner, there was some version of that where you could just conveniently open up your fridge, grab it, eat it, and be done with it, and steer the ship away from that pattern of just constantly ordering in or defaulting to takeout every time we finish a shift or every time we're feeling hungry. And so that's the mindset that we have to get into, guys, if we are going to break this vicious cycle and, actually achieve the levels of fitness I know you want it. We have 200 nurses active in our program right now. Over the last 5 years, we've worked with probably 2,000. And so the amount of conversations that I've had around the subject is staggering. And I know that deep down, the last thing anyone wants to feel like is a hypocrite. And when we're sitting there talking to a patient about their vitals because their blood pressure is high, or because they are pre-diabetic, or they have high cholesterol because of their lifestyle choices, and you're giving them recommendations, but you know full well that you're not listening to your own advice, and that your blood pressure is high, and that your cholesterol is high, and that your A1Cs are high. Like, no one wants to feel that way. And so if we can just make these small shifts and just ever so slightly change the trajectory of our health and fitness, you're not gonna see like crazy results next week or next month, but next year, yeah. 2 years from now, ooh, you're kind of a different person now. 5 years from now, you're pretty damn fit, right? And that's just gonna extend the quality of your life. It's going to help you be more of a leader. So you're leading by example. You're not just telling people what to do and then not following your own advice, but you're leading by example and all these good things. That's it for today. In the description below, I'm gonna drop a link to a sample meal plan for the week. So it'll be 15-minute recipes, super simple that you can batch cook. It's gonna have your grocery shopping list for the week and instructions. My gift to you, you can click the link in the description below and grab your free copy, and I'll see you guys next time.